I think you're being...
So, with that said, you agree that there's nothing more to say, right?
If you don't want to talk to me, there isn't.
Well, I don't want to talk to somebody that's going to keep on calling me a liar.
In the shadowy depths of a chilly February night in 2019, a sinister plot unfolded, and the consequences would reverberate through the lives of those involved. David Wright and his friend Christopher embarked on a journey to a clandestine meeting at 3:40 a.m., a supposed drug deal that would soon reveal itself as a trap. The stage was set for a nefarious game. As David demanded the possessions of his purported buyers, chaos erupted. Christopher fell victim to a pepper spray assault, and in a matter of seconds, David drew a revolver from his waist, firing a single shot into Raul Cuadro's chest, extinguishing his life in an instant. With their dark deed done, David and Christopher hastily fled the scene, burying the damning revolver in a field, convinced that their secret was impenetrable. Little did they know, the eyes of surveillance cameras in the area silently bore witness to their malevolent actions. Within days, the wheels of justice began to turn, and David found himself apprehended. However, shrouded in arrogance and a belief in his own exceptional intellect, he dismissed the idea that he could be found guilty. The interrogation room became the stage for a battle of wills between David and the detectives determined to unravel the truth.
David was brought in 2 days later, but still believed the cops would never find him guilty, and that his extraordinary intellect would carry him through the case. How wrong he was.
So, like I said, I mean, it's already been in the media. 4 people have been arrested. It's not like we don't know what happened to some extent, you know, but there's always more that we don't know from every single party, right? Everybody has a little piece of the puzzle. We don't necessarily get the truth from everybody. So I would like to hear from you what happened.
Well, I have no clue. I'm just now hearing about this. So,
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, is kind of out the door at this point. I got several people who have already identified you. You're identified on video. So it's not a question of that you were there. It's more a question of what led up to this, because I don't think this is what was actually supposed to happen, right? So you're just going to play that you have no idea what happened because you weren't there.
I was not.
As the detective pressed for answers, David feigned ignorance, weaving a tangled web of denial. The detective, armed with evidence from multiple sources, confronted him with the harsh reality. Yet, David clung to his facade, insisting that he was wrongly accused. The interrogation took a dark turn when the detective, recognizing David's loyalty to his friend Christopher, subtly threatened the consequences awaiting Christopher if David continued to deny his involvement.
It's not helpful to you, really, to just be quiet and not say anything. Because what I have are people who are looking out for themselves because they don't want to catch charge. So they're going to dime you off. They're not looking out for you.
So you believe somebody that's going to tell you that somebody else did something to save their own ass?
Well, with all the additional evidence, yes.
I've been out of jail for all of a week and a half. I've spent almost every minute of it with my girlfriend. As for, did I plan to kill anybody? Did I kill anybody? No, I didn't.
So when I look at the GPS on your phone, it's not going to tell me that, it's going to tell me that you were with your girlfriend the whole time, that you never were. We're over at Jack in the Box.
It should.
And the only reason you might tell me that is because maybe you didn't take your phone.
Or maybe somebody else had my phone. It's been known to happen. Quite often, actually. My phone has been... I left it in one person's car, and it took me a day and a half to get it back.
When was that?
That was earlier in the week. And then I let somebody use my phone. They were supposed to just go to 7-Eleven to go meet somebody that was selling something to an offer up.
Mm-hmm.
And they had apparently 7 or 8 things that they had to do between then and when they got back to the house.
So what day was that?
I don't remember.
And who was that?
That was a guy that goes by Memphis. It's a nickname. I think his first name's Joe.
The detective's strategy aimed to crack David's resolve, to make him see the gravity of his actions.
You know why you're here and what's going on. I mean, at this point, you're literally the last person we've talked to. And the only person that has an allegiance to you is Chris. I mean, obviously people are not going to be shy about telling us who was there and who did what. And plus, we have video. There's video at the Chevron. There's video at the Shell. You know that we have all your co-suspects under arrest. All I want from you is a reason. I understand what happened. I just need to know why.
The only person I know you have under arrest is Chris.
Okay. We have Cody under arrest, and we have Tannehill, what's his name, Ray?
Ray.
He's in custody as well. We have his car, the car that was used, the car that was at Chevron in our impound. They are all under arrest. Chris is under arrest because we viewed messages on the phones that organized picking you up. Those same messages from you to Cody. We have them on their phone. We've already viewed them. We have the Facebook communications between Chris and Brianna setting up the deal that happened where you guys showed up at the Chevron and walked down. This is how this plays out. Your girlfriend's going to be dumb enough to provide you an alibi on a murder charge. And then she's going to get roped up in a murder as an accessory. If you care about that person, you have just set her up for failure. And if you want your girlfriend jammed up because you just set her up for it, then that's your choice.
You can't threaten me with jamming her up.
It's not a threat, man. I'm just telling you how it plays out. Like, I'm going to go talk to her, and she's going to be dumb enough to lie for you when I got video evidence that you weren't with her. Like, dude, I get it. Like, you had a quick come up, right? I get it. I don't think you were a stone cold killer. I don't. Like, if you accidentally shot the dude because you flinched or you got scared because of something he did, now is the time. If you come up with that stuff later, nobody is going to believe a word you say.
How the f would somebody accidentally shoot somebody?
Because if your finger's on the trigger, it's called a sympathetic reflex. It happens to police officers all the time.
I think that's a term that's been come up with just to cover their asses for shooting people.
Well, you can try to make it about that. I'm talking about you.
I wouldn't know. Never shot anybody.
As the hours passed, David's ego began to erode. His inconsistencies were laid bare, and the detective relentlessly chipped away at his defenses. With each revelation, David's discomfort grew, and his carefully constructed lies began to crumble. The detective played his cards strategically, using David's own words against him. As David struggled to maintain his innocence, the detective brought forth evidence of David's whereabouts, exposing the gaps in his alibi.
Where do I go from here? And you're the police officer, reverse roles. You're the cop. You're sitting over here trying to figure out if this dude has any remorse for what he did or if he's just worried about getting in trouble. How would you proceed?
I'm not worried about getting in trouble. I didn't do shit.
I'll just be upfront with you. We got Cody's phone. The one that shows your phone number and your address and the communications between you two. Like, I have it. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just laying it out for you because that's what
I met up with somebody doesn't mean...
Here, he admits he met with Cody, but says it didn't go any further. That small detail us enough for the detective to keep digging.
Okay. So, when did you meet up with Cody then?
1, 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
On what day?
Maybe Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. Where did you meet up?
Over by my house.
Okay. And who was with him?
That I don't know.
Was he alone?
When I met up with him, yes.
So why did you meet up with the dude that you didn't know?
Because my friend Chris had asked me to.
Okay. And so what happened after that?
Well, he had tried to proposition me for a handgun.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I didn't have one.
Okay.
So...
Did he say why?
No.
So you guys meet up, you have this conversation, then what happens?
He leaves.
And how did he leave?
Well, I walked back to my house, and he walked back to whatever vehicle he was in.
Okay. Why did you leave that out when we first started talking? You think that might be important that the guy under arrest for murder came to your house looking for a gun?
Well, if I had given him a gun, then I think that would be important.
Well, it shows his intent. I mean, of course it's relevant to the case, right?
People buy guns for all sorts of reasons, man.
Yeah, but in this instance, there was a murder. So they went on their way, just the Cody dude, and did you actually talk to the other guy in the car? How does he know who you are then?
Maybe my name was mentioned when they were coming to meet me.
But he didn't see you.
Unless he seen me when he was parked.
But you didn't see the car.
I didn't look for the car. Unless I'm coming to meet somebody at their vehicle, I don't ask what vehicle they're in.
Well, that's not, and again, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not trying to insult you, but that's not very smart. You're meeting somebody to sell guns, and you're not going to watch around you to see where they come and go?
He was referred to me
wouldn't
by
do
somebody that I trust.
that. Okay. I would still be on my 6.
So you clearly have a genuine distrust of the police. Is that fair to say?
I distrust almost everybody.
Being honest with you about the information that we have, trying to give you an opportunity. And I mean, you've already said flat out you don't believe that he has that information. But I mean, with everything he's told you, you have to know that what he's telling you is true.
Well, whatever you have, you've got from people that may not necessarily be giving you information for the best of reasons. So
Take the people out of this. Take them out. Who cares about the people? We've got other stuff. Communications and all those types of things. The video. So it's not just that people are telling us this. We're not relying 100% on people. If we did that, we'd be stupid, right? I like to think I'm not that dumb. You take a totality of everything that we have. We know you're involved. And for you to sit here and just say that you don't have anything to do with it doesn't make any sense.
I think that you guys have me confused with somebody else.
In a final attempt to extract the truth, the detective appealed to David's sense of humanity, urging him to consider the impact of his silence on others.
This guy. You know you're not this guy. If you were, this conversation would be different.
Yeah, I'm obviously not this guy.
I meant
I'm telling you
I meant
that
the
I'm not.
dick that is letting everybody else go down for him. I meant that type of guy. That's not you. You have a reputation as being a stand-up dude.
I think that whatever those guys did, that leads to you believing that they were accomplices and accessories and everything like that,
Yeah.
would be their own fault if they fucking hang for it.
Really? Even though, hypothetically, you're the person who pulled the trigger? So even though somebody else pulls the trigger, you're good with those guys going down. Your homie Chris, you're good with him going down. And I get it, you don't have any allegiance to these other two dudes. I understand that. But you're good with Chris going down. Getting 20 years off of what you did. You're good with that?
If you guys have him orchestrating and setting up something like that, then that's an awful.
It's his own fault that you shot somebody. It's his own fault that you didn't do things the right way. That's his fault.
I ain't shoot nobody. He should put himself around better people.
Okay. You know he's going to read this, right? I mean, he's going to have disclosure.
It's fine. I'd much rather not see my friend get in trouble, but if by you saying that you guys want me to tell you that I did something that I didn't do.
Fair enough. I don't want you to tell me that you did something you didn't do. That's not what I want. I want you to admit to what you did do. Because it's not even a question that you did it.
If it wasn't a question, you wouldn't be sitting here trying to get me to admit to something I didn't do.
I would, because it's the right thing to do. You may not trust the police, but I don't want to jam up all these other dudes on a murder one charge for something you did. Because it's not right in my mind that other people go down for something that serious off of what somebody else did. So I do care about that. That's why I'm talking to you.
Well, you're talking to the wrong guy.
You don't care about those dudes?
I'm not saying I don't care about him. I'm saying that you're talking to the wrong guy because I didn't do shit.
That's
And I think that
That's not what innocent people say.
innocent people that actually give a
Yeah, no. You know how many people I've had in that chair, man? Thousands. You don't give a f. That's you. Like, enjoy your time. I don't care. Then I don't have any hard feelings for you. I'm just going to move on to my next case. I just want you to know this isn't about you. This isn't personal. Like, you can say you don't care, but I actually think you do. I think you're being.
So, with that said, so you agree that there's nothing more to say, right?
If you don't want to talk to me, there isn't.
Well, I don't want to talk to somebody that's going to keep on calling me a liar.
I have yet to call you a liar.
You've made the implication that I'm lying to you.
Because you are. But there's a difference between calling someone a liar and then pointing out inaccuracies in their story. There's a big difference. One is disrespectful. The other is not. Have I been disrespectful to you? Have I been disrespectful to you? Have I insulted you or come at you hard or done anything other than
You called me a liar. Yes, you did.
You were lying.
I'm not lying.
Do you not freely admit that you lied to me in this interview?
Where did I lie to you?
About meeting up with Cody? About being home? Not going out at all? And then now you periodically are going out? Would you not concede that both of those things were lies?
I don't go farther than a couple blocks from my house on foot to meet somebody very quickly and come back.
Okay. That's not
So,
what you told me.
that's
So you
pretty
don't
much
leave
being
your
home.
house? I don't leave my house. I was home all weekend with my girlfriend. It's on tape, man. There ain't no secret. Like,
Dude, I've got to walk my dog. Of course I leave the house periodic.
okay.
But as for did I go anywhere?
So you were never at Casino in Evergreen, anywhere near there within 3 or 4 blocks Saturday night. I just want to make sure that we have this down.
Let's see.
Sunday morning.
How far is the Starbucks on Evergreen?
Which Starbucks?
The one on 75th.
Yeah, no,
Too
I'm not
far.
talking about that.
Okay, yeah. Then no, I wasn't.
Okay. So you're at the Starbucks on 75th?
Earlier in the evening, yeah. Like 8 or 9 o'clock, something like that.
Well, that's not home. Did you lie to me? Can
No.
I get I don't even get a smile out of that one? I didn't get you on that one? I feel like I got you on that.
The detective, undeterred by David's obstinacy, held firm, determined to bring justice to the victim and closure to the investigation.
Were you with somebody?
Yeah.
Who?
Another woman.
Who was that?
I'm not gonna tell you that because she'd be very upset.
Yeah, but it's a homicide. They can help prove that you weren't involved.
How?
Because if you're with her, right, that gets my timeline tighter. So you were with her from 8 to when?
Not very long.
So you don't
Half
wanna,
hour at most.
So you don't want to tell me who that is?
I really don't.
Okay. Were you in a car? You're on foot?
I rode my bicycle.
To 75th? Then how'd you get home?
I got a ride from her with my bicycle in the back of her SUV.
So there was a car. Did I get you there? I feel like I got you there too. Yeah,
Saturday
I appreciate
night,
it. I'm just
Sunday
looking for
morning.
honesty, man. I mean, at this point, I feel comfortable that you have lied to me several times. I'm looking for honesty so that I can rule you out.
If you asked where I was Saturday night, Sunday morning,
I did.
yeah. So, Sunday morning, late Saturday night,
Yeah.
doesn't cover 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, okay. So then let's rewind. So Saturday morning to 8 o'clock, where were you?
Most of the time, at home.
Can you just lay it out for me? Why do I gotta pull it out of you? I'm asking where you were, man, so I can rule you out.
In the end, David's resistance proved futile. The truth emerged from the tangled web of deceit and justice, though delayed, prevailed. In October 2020, David Wright, a man with a dark history and a penchant for criminality, was sentenced to 40 years in prison without the possibility of parole. The wheels of justice had turned full circle, closing the chapter on a nightmarish tale of deception and violence.